Hegseth directs active duty military to cut 20% of its 4-star general officers. Look, if you have hundreds of general officers, you do not have a competent military.
Well,
we don't have the combat formations that we had in World War II. There were something like 60 infantry divisions in World War II.
The way it worked out in World War II, there was one general for every 7,500 soldiers on the ground. Now we have a general for every 1,200.
That's nuts.
But you see that number here for 20%? He's counting on 20% of them to drop their retirement packets. But
a lot of them will.
The number he's looking for is 40%.
Yeah.
40% of the colonels and generals are going to get donezoed.
Yeah. This is just 4-star generals. That doesn't count the brigadiers, the majors, or the lieutenant generals.
Yeah. I mean,
4-star is a general.
I know, but
and then the colonels below that.
Of all of the generals and full-bird colonels are going to get shown the door. That is the rumor that I've been told. I could be wrong.
I've heard that Hegseth or somebody associated with him is working on. I think it's actually Colonel Scheller, Stu Scheller. He's working on fixing the promotion system.
Oh yeah.
But Hegseth made the point in his speech that I thought was excellent. Was like, just because you make a mistake in your career, it shouldn't be a showstopper. And I could think of cases where I've had, cadets that got in trouble for whatever reason at the academy, where you're like, this kid is exactly who I'd want to go to war with. But people that you want to go to war with are going to make mistakes, because they're not perfect people.
That's how you learn.
Exactly.
Here's the thing, sir.
How you learn.
I was very hesitant to do paperwork on you if you fucked up. I might counsel you.
Right.
But I am going to make you pay in blood, sweat, and tears. But for me to actually fill out paperwork to fuck you up really bad, I have to give up all hope on you. Right. You're beyond redemption, because I was literally the last stop in almost every unit I ever served in, because I was the guy who fixed the retreads and the underdogs, and I turned them into some heavy hitters. So, and another thing is, you're 18, 19, 20 years old. Your brain isn't developed yet. You're going to step on your dick. You're going to do some stupid shit. Yeah. And if you put paperwork in their file, 20 years down the road, he wants to be a sergeant major or a first sergeant. He can't get promoted because he's got bad paperwork from when he was a fucking teenager. I mean, come on.
It was the whole purpose of the NCOs was to train soldiers. That was the entire purpose of the NCO Corps. And they made it so that you had to file paper on everybody.
I didn't do it.
Absolutely. I remember because Watso called me. He was a sergeant first class at the time. He called me in 2017 and said, "You're not going to believe what they just did. They took the NCO's power away." And that's insanity, because it's exactly what Pop said. You're going to have guys that are good. I did paperwork on a total of 4 guys the entire time I was an NCO. 3 of those were fat bodies who gave up.
Yep.
And the other one was just a recalcitrant asshole who wouldn't learn. Yeah. That's it.
Even when I was the last third of my career in civil affairs, for me to do a separation packet on you, you had to fail 4 or 5 PT tests in a row. And I mean, come on.
Yeah. And no progress at all on losing any weight. And like I said, they gave up.
Yeah.
Right. They were just like, I'm not playing anymore. I'm done. Meanwhile, share this tab instead. We mentioned this earlier. Hegseth fires top Navy officer in the Air Force number 2. The firings of Admiral Lisa Franchetti and General James Seif follow tonight's removals of General C.Q. Brown as chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. This was in February, so this is a good 7 months ago. But it's relevant because to let that level of command go, they must have been fucking up by the numbers from the get-go. And when Hegseth got into the office, he's like, you know what, you're done. You're done.
Or they were given the position for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And they're not a good fit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the way it is in officer corps. If you don't have faith in your commander, he's gone.
Yeah.
Because you can always replace a commander. It's hard to replace the entire unit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. and this one just cracked me. I'm just going to read the headline on this one, honestly, because I don't want to go through the path of paywall there. Hegseth wants to return the military to 1990, a dark time in its history. I was in during that time, and I'm here to tell you that the Army was pretty fucking great back then.
Well, this is propaganda.
I was in pilot training. I was in pilot training in 1990, and the Air Force kicked ass at that time.
Yeah, it was. I had we
had Vietnam vets still serving in the Air Force at that time.
Yes. Yep.
I went to Ranger School in 1990.
Yep.
I mean, that's what gets me. It's like when you talk about these stories, when I look back at the guys that taught me in ROTC and as a young officer, really young officer, you know, we had guys that had punched out in Vietnam in our leader of our ROTC detachment. And this guy,
and by punched out, you mean boop?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize this till later, unfortunately, until after he had died in a car accident. The dude was the stogie smoking, beer drinking fighter pilot, like the definition of a fighter pilot, man. And he wasn't some big dude. He was like a
Happy Boyington shit
guy, but he had balls of fucking steel. And he would stand in front of us, and this guy survived punching out of an F-4 in Vietnam with no parachute.
What?
That's awesome.
I know.
What? Wait, what did you just say?
Yes. The story, you can look it up on the web. He
oh my God,
went out of the plane at 450 knots at a couple hundred feet after he got hit by a missile or whatever. And he goes unconscious when he punches out, and he wakes up in the ejection seat, sliding on the floor of the jungle in Vietnam. And the ejection seat, because he had such a flat angle, like I guess the theory of how he survived is it's like skipping a rock. So because it was so flat, he was able to, the jungle canopy decelerated him enough that he could survive. And that guy is the guy that gave me my scholarship back so I could meet my ex-wife and have my 3 oldest kids. And I tell him all the time, I'm like, if this guy hadn't survived punching out without a parachute, you wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's
I'd
insane.
like to posit another theory for what you just told us. And that was God went, nope, not your time yet. Here.
Yeah.
That's like hand of God stuff right there.
Yes.
Survived an F-4 ejection over canopy with no parachute. Wow.
That is
Did
insane.
you find it? Did you find the story?
Jimmy, can you find it?
Yep. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
See if you can find that one. Meanwhile, this one I wanted to make sure.
His name.
Hang on.
Pull
it up. You're saying this one you want to what?
Yeah, I want to touch on this one before we get too close to the super chats here, because this is a big one, and fuck all you degenerates. Up to 1,000 transgender troops are being separated from the military in new Pentagon order. Good. Look, here's the deal. Pop and I have talked about this one before as well. You're not fit for duty. You're not deployable. You clearly have some mental issues that you need to work through. You clearly have a narcissistic personality disorder that requires everybody else to affirm who you are. You simply don't belong in the military. I'm sorry.
If you're not deployable, you're a zero set. You're a zero sum gain for the military.
I wish you the very best. I hope you succeed in life. The military is not for you. No. Period.
Yep.
What was the name of that fighter pilot, Lieutenant?
I put it in the chat on the studio chat. Robert Mock, M-O-C-K. Robert K. Mock.
Jimmy, try not to call the colonel a lieutenant, though.
It's all right.
Sorry, I know. I'm just. It's the standard.
I'm not up to speed on the other.
It's the standard ration of shit, Jimmy. You're good.
Don't worry about it, Jimmy. You're fine.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm offended.
Oh no! You know what, sir? Maybe you should just retire. Oh wait.
What are you gonna do?
That's awesome. I'm offended. That's fantastic.
Alrighty.
So anyway, Pentagon will immediately be moving as many as 1,000 openly identifying transgender service members out of the military and give them 30 days to self-identify. Buoyed by Tuesday's Supreme Court decision allowing the Trump administration to enforce a ban on transgender individuals in the military, the Defense Department will begin going through medical records to identify others who haven't come forward. Again, you don't belong there.
Yep. You have a mental disorder. I mean, it is what it is. I don't care if the left rewrote the book saying it's not. You obviously have a mental disorder, and I'm sorry, get the help you need, but serving in the military is not for you. It just is.
Now, here's the thing, though. Here's what happened after that. Get this. They did tell them, quit playing fucking Mickey Mouse games and you can stay.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with. Stop acting like a douchebag. Stop being a narcissistic prick. Stop with your fantasy shit, and you can stay.
Basically, they're saying unfuck yourself, and you can stay, which is more than fair.
Yep. And that was an interesting spin on the whole thing because, like I just expressed, I don't believe they should be there for a vast number of reasons. But call me whatever you want. Istophobe, igot. I'm disinterested. It's the military. You don't have a right to be there. You volunteered. You conform to the standards of the military. I said this the other day on Twitter. When you join the military, they're not interested in your individualism. You are there for the needs of the Army. The Army is not there for your needs. And one of our drill sergeants said words exactly like that, and I bet they said it to Colonel and you, Pop, at some point. You're some version of you are here for the needs of the military.
Correct.
The military is not here for you.
It's not a self-help organization.
I mean, to be honest, when I came in at 17, I was a clusterfuck, and they literally just threw me in the blender and reformed me, and it is what it is. The rest is history.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I agreed completely, Pop. I've listened to you talk about this before, and it is a self-help place in a way, but that's not the purpose. It's like you might get chewed up and spit out, or you might be saved and made a better man, but you don't know until.
Well, the Army of today will not reform you to be better. The Army that I came in 1986, they're literally like, well, this is what we got. We got to do our best with you. So, we're going to fucking crush you until you uncrush.
I went through the same. I joined the military out of boredom, literally walked into the recruiter's office and said, I'm bored. And when I got into the military, the first couple of days, I was like, fuck this. What have I done? But then I shut my mouth and started paying attention. I'm like, this is actually kind of cool. Wait, you're going to send me here for this school? Oh, this is cool. I get to play with this thing. This is even cooler. And I just eventually settled down and paid attention to what was going on and discovered that I really liked it and that I fit in just fine.
Yeah.
And you, freaking Colonel, gets to fly shit. You're training students to fly gliders. That's like every little boy's dream from the 1970s.
Yep. And I get to shoot guns and blow shit up.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.